Evening, lads and lasses. Apologies if I sound a bit stuffy, but I am just getting a bit of a head cold at the moment. But I'm here to preview, just a quick preview about the upcoming game which happens tomorrow night, Tuesday night, at home to Salford City. And can the Mariners get back-to-back wins after our win at the weekend over Notts County? And as well, obviously, I'm going to blend the two with obviously a bit of contract news, which broke just a couple of hours ago, and it's great contract news as well. But we'll talk about that after the preview. I've obviously heard David Artell's pre-match for the Salford game. Obviously, we had a couple of injuries. Well, one of them was selection, and that was Sam Lavelle was not in with selection. We did have one out with injury, as to why I wasn't involved. But when Artell was asked about that and asked about the 6 changes, he did say that, I think that shows sort of where we are as a team. The fact that, we can make 6 changes and it not weaken us, and it didn't. Probably could have done with a nice 1 or 2 more, but we didn't quite get that. But so not many injuries, not really much else to take from the press conference in general in regards to team news. I'd imagine there'll be 3 or 4 changes. I was talking to a Mariners fan earlier and asked, because obviously he saw the game. He wasn't at the game, but he was able to see the game in other ways. And he said that Sunset Bell did well, and a lot of other players. Because obviously, when you're at the ground, you can't always see things in. When you watch a game on TV, you see it differently to how you would see it in the ground. So it was good intake from that fan that I spoke to down the seafront earlier. That was a really good take to hear. But like I said, apart from the 2 misses really from Saturday, I think we're all systems go, really, in regards to team. So we'll have to see whether, for example, Cookie gets brought back in, whether Kasori keeps his place, whether Ken Green starts. Could very well easily happen. So, like I said, not a great deal to take from team news, but I'm sure at the minute the staff are working out exactly the right team to put out tomorrow. If we look briefly at the some stats for the game, obviously Grimsby lying in 11th position, Salford lying 7th. By the way, I'm taking this information from BBC's website. So if you do wonder where I'm getting this information from, if you want to check it yourself, please do go over to the website and check it out. The Mariners have 52 points to Salford's 55, and 46 goals each scored between the two sides. And a few more stats here. Goals conceded 37 to 43. 43 goals for Salford, 37 for the Mariners. 332 shots to 347. Salford just edged that. On target, we edge it by 3, 156 to 153. Shots off target, they edge it 194 to 176. And block shots 122, we edged that with 131. If we look at the passing accuracy, the Mariners edged that just 72.09. The Salford's roughly 66%. And again, points gained from losing positions 7 for Salford, 8 for Grimsby. Points dropped from winning positions 11 for Salford, 14 for Grimsby. And if you look at the actual recent form of the two sides, the Mariners, it looks worse, but it's actually not as bad as you think. One defeat in 11 games, but the last 5 results have been a a 1-0 win against Accrington, losing in the FA Cup to Wolves 1-0, a 2-2 draw against Walsall, a disappointing 3-1 defeat against Bristol Rovers, and that 1-0 victory at Meadow Lane at the weekend. Salford, well, have actually had a worse run than us in recent times. Only one win in their last 4 league games. We won't class the Man City game, which they lost in the FA Cup, but the last 4 league games, they've only won the one, which was last time out, at Colchester. Before that, they lost 2-1 at home to Shrewsbury, 3-2 loss at Cheltenham, a 3-1 defeat at home to Newport. So they've not really been in the best of form, but obviously getting that win at the weekend, put some sort of back in the playoff places and challenging for whatever. But they are quite a streaky team, Salford, and that's been the last couple of years. They've been very, very streaky. So, and like I said, they've got some good players there. Again, they're another team that have got good players, and obviously everyone knows Carl Robinson, who is their manager. Very, very good manager at this level. There's no getting away from that. So we know who's playing them earlier in the season, and which we'll get to in a minute. We know that it's not an easy fixture this for the Mariners really, and we need to sort of hopefully try and get a double over Salford, because we seem to be good at winning away and then struggling to get sort of over the line in the home reverse. So we'll hopefully see if that will change. If we look at the last 11 games between the Mariners and Salford, the Mariners edge it 5-4 with 2 draws in that time. And the last 3 results, back in October 12th of 2024, we won 2-1 down at Salford. Last time they were at Blundell Park, which was last March the 15th. Salford got a 1-0 win over the Mariners, and Salford and Grimsby we last met back on October the 4th, and we ended up winning 2-0 down at Salford. Do you see a pattern here so far? We seem to have the better of Salford away from home, but maybe not the best record at home against them. Which, you wouldn't think he would have been on sort of bad runs. Sort of like we seem to do well at Salford. Hopefully we can turn that into a double tomorrow night. Hopefully we can turn that into a double and make it back-to-back wins, and obviously back-to-back wins against Salford, which I think will put us right back in the hunt if we can get a result. A few facts, again, by the BBC Sport website. Grimsby have won 4 of their last 5 league games against Salford, including this season's reverse back in October, which I mentioned, which was the 2-0 win at Salford. Salford have won 3 of their last 4 away games at Grimsby in League 2, losing the other 2-0. We haven't beat them at home since August of 2023. But when we did, we kept a clean sheet that day. Again, excuse me, I'm just getting over this head cold. Grimsby Town are unbeaten in their last 6 home league games, winning 3 and drawing 3, keeping 4 clean sheets in this period. And I have to say, credit goes to Jackson Smith, who is having an absolute blinder. I think that's 9 clean sheets now in 12 games for Jackson so far. And Salford City have lost each of their last 4 midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday games in League 2. Before this, they had never lost more than 1 game in a row in midweek in the division. So you're kind of hoping that record can continue. Like I said, we have to go and we have to do the job ourselves. Salford are probably the streakiest of teams in League 2. So hopefully we can keep our good form in general going. And I'm sure there'll be a few changes. But like I said, just before we finish, I'll give you my score prediction. I'm going to go for I'm going to be ultra positive here. I think Cookie might start as well. And I think Karen Green will come in rather than Jamie Walker. But and George McEachran, I think, is the other one. I think George, that's it. The other guy that was George. He's had obviously a slight injury, but he should be all right, says Artell. So I'm thinking he might start Jamie Walker again. Actually, I've got a feeling that unless George is fully fit, then he'll definitely play George. I think. Whether he brings Sam in, we'll have to wait and see. But I think he'll either start Cookie, I'd imagine, tomorrow night, or he'll start him definitely at the weekend against Bromley. We'll have to wait and see. But I know Cookie's going to be itching scratching the bit to start to come in again, especially after 3 in his last 2. You're not really going to want to keep a player like Andy Cook out for very long, are you? He's a player that, you're not, what a quality striker Andy Cook is. But what I like about it is we've got a squad that can easily be picked at and go, that doesn't weaken us, that doesn't weaken us, that doesn't weaken us. If we're beaten, it's because somebody's played better than us. And we can say that with teams like Barnet and including Bristol Rovers. They've been better than us on the day. And what I like about this fan base is we can accept that when a team is, yes, when we've not been good enough, but when a team has been better than us, we can admit that. We did against Bristol Rovers, whether we were disappointed or not. It was, easier to accept. And I think that win at the weekend made it even easier to accept. So, quickly, my score prediction. I'm going to go strong. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Mariners win at home to Salford. Hopefully we can get that double, which we always seem to struggle with at home against these. Who am I going to go for goals-wise? I'm going to go for Harvey Rogers. I'm going to go for Jamie Walker. And if he starts, I've got to go Andy Cook. I know it sounds like I'm being biased towards Andy. And yes, I am being. But I do like Andy Cook. I know exactly what Andy can bring. We all know what Andy can bring. And we also know, Andy's an actual goal scorer. So for me, Rogers, Walker and Cook to get the goals. Salford probably Namai, who's probably their standout player. I think, for Salford. But they've got many a threat. And there's no doubt in general, if they could get their consistency together, they'd have been top three without question. But they're so streaky, so hopefully we can continue a poor streak for Salford. Now, just before I finish, I did say that I'd blend this preview with this news. Now, I said about contract news, which everyone would be happy with, and can I say I am just absolutely overjoyed at this news. King Charles is Charles Vernam, of course, has fantastically, or it's just great news that he's actually signed a contract extension with the club, and the club announced it like this: "We are delighted to announce that Charles Vernam has signed a new contract with the club, keeping him at Blundell Park until the summer of 2027, with an option to extend the deal by a further year." Since returning to North East Lincolnshire in June of 2023, after his release from Bradford, I believe, Vernam has once again become a key figure in black and white. The winger has made 40 appearances in all competitions this season, registering 9 goals and 12 assists, while continuing to deliver in the biggest moments, from his goal of the month contenders to decisive league winners, like on the road at Meadow Lane. Vernam has repeatedly shown his quality in the final third. He also etched his name further into the club folklore on the unforgettable Carabao Cup night under the lights of Blundell Park, opening the scoring as the man has knocked Manchester United out of the competition in front of a packed house. And I would say that I think Man United should thank us, because us kicking their ass has made it to where now they can't seem to lose games. We'll take a piece of the pie for that, I think. But obviously Chaz getting that, a great performance by Chaz that night. In general, I just wanted to make that clear to Man U fans. I think we caused it. So there we go. And it carries on by saying, this season, his goal and assist secure a superb away victory at Salford. I think his best performance was MK Dons, in my opinion. While his late winner against Notts County underlined his ability to produce when it matters most. It'll be interesting to know what some of you fans think has been his best goal this season. Across this season, Vernam has contributed 7 goals and 8 assists in 33 appearances, creating 65 chances and playing a pivotal role in terms of attacking output. Obviously, head coach Jamie Artell had this to say: "We're delighted to extend Charles' contract. He's had an outstanding season, and his new deal in July. His new deal is fully deserved. He's been consistent as well as improved throughout the season, and we're delighted that he's going to be staying here for an extended period. We hope that continues his form, not just for the rest of the season, but for the rest of his contract as well." And a little snippet from what Chaz had to say: "I'm buzzing. I love this football club, and I feel like I'm playing some of the best football of my career here. The fans have been unbelievable with me, and I want to keep repaying their support. We've got something special building, and I'm excited to see where it takes us." And of course, again, excuse me, of course, if you do want to hear a more extensive from Chaz, there is an interview on Grimsby Town's official YouTube page, as Chaz talks about his new contract until 2027. Could go on to as far as 2028. So he's signed another year extension, which is great. What I'd like to say about this is, and I will argue any team in League Two, we have the best winger in League Two. And I will strongly debate that with any fan of any club in League Two. I have always said, and I stand by this, a fit Charles Vernam is the best winger by far in League Two. And I would debate that with any other fan of a League Two club, that we do have the best winger in League Two, and I stand by that. And I will go on that hill to say that. But that fit Charles Vernam is the best winger in League Two. So I believe Grimsby Town have the best winger in this division, and I have no problem debating that point. He's shown that when he's fit, and he loves a good cut inside, but when he's fit, look at his output. Does he have the on-off game? Of course he does. Every player does. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Every player has an off game. But consistently, especially this year, it was big for Chaz this year. He had to, because he was coming towards the end of his current deal. But yeah, I will stand alone on that hill if I have to. Charles Vernam is the best winger. There might be people that are better crossers. I think Reece Staunton is a better crosser than Chaz, but obviously he's a wing back. But I would say definitely Charles Vernam is the best winger in League Two, especially when fit. So it's great to hear that Chaz will be staying along for another season, maybe two at least. I am buzzing for him, and cannot wait to continue this journey with Chaz, because like I said, he's a great guy as well. I have met him a couple of times, and he's definitely above this level, like I said, when fit. So hopefully now we're seeing the best of Chaz. So I think that, that there's nothing more I can say apart from congratulations on the new deal, Chaz, and we now carry on, hopefully, the momentum. Artel did say that he thinks we're better equipped for playoff position. He's not saying it guarantees us it, but it's like me. I think with the additions, we are far more equipped for a playoff push, more than we were definitely last year. So do like, do share, do subscribe, leave me your score predictions down below on what you think the game's going to be, and what the score's going to be, not what the game's going to be, what the score's going to be. If you see me at Blundell Park tomorrow, I will be there. Do come say hello. And one thing I'll ask of any fans that are watching this when it goes up is, since we spoke about Chaz's new deal, what's out of the 9 goals he's scored this season, 10 goals he's scored this season, which is the best one? Not the biggest, because that will probably always be Manchester United. What do you think was his best goal? I'm going to go for his goal against MK Dons. I think it's been his best goal this season. Some people may say it was the Notts County one. But some might say it was a Salford goal. But you need to know your input. But mine, I'd have to go this season, Chaz against MK Dons. So leave me the score prediction down below. Leave me your thoughts down below. It's gone on a bit longer than I thought it was going to, but there we go. I love it when we have a good discussion like this. Do like, do share, do comment, do subscribe. And from a very snotty Cleethorpes, as I am right now, I will see some of you at the game, I'm sure. And if I do not, and you are watching it on Sky Sports Plus or abroad, I will see you for a review after the game, and hopefully we come away with 3 points for the Mariners. So, like I said, from a very snotty Cleethorpes, as you can see where I am right now. Again, apologies. It can't be helped at the moment, but I will see you guys in the next one, and I will see you for a review of the game. Until then, up the Mariners, and I shall see you